6 o'clock on the nose. Would stand, please? We'll start the meeting at 6 p.m. on the 21st, and we'll start with a moment of silence, being reflective of all this wonderful time of the year, and then followed by the pledge. Moment of silence, please. Followed by the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. We have time for public comment, agenda items only.
That'd be you, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay. Thank you for coming.
Someone else?
Greg, can I ask a historical reference? Why was the register recorder and prothonotary always so much higher than controller and sheriff?
John, that goes back way before even my time. It's just always been that way. It used to be a lot closer, but then I think when a particular board of commissioners in the 80s came in, they started upping basically themselves and not the row officers so much. That's how I recall it, but like I said, it was even before my time.
But, I mean, we look back at 2012, there's a $1,000 difference between register and recorder and prothonotary.
Well, it's the same, is it not,
Yeah.
John?
Yeah, wait.
Commissioner 67.
Oh, between
Register and
those
recorder.
two and the commissioners.
Between
Right.
us, you mean? Okay.
Yeah, there's always been a disparity between those offices for some reason. It's just been carried all these years.
But you had said that, and the commissioners had, you had said that the law or the, well, not the law, or whatever the article is.
The code requires that you raise everybody by a percentage rate, except for those making less. You are able to raise them up to the next level of salaries if you choose to do that.
But
Which is what we did with the treasurer and coroner a
Correct.
couple of years ago.
with the
correct.
commissioners always being at the top.
Nobody can make more than the commissioners.
Okay,
You can't bring anybody up to the commissioner.
that's what. I found that interesting.
So we're essentially setting salaries for the controller, the register, and recorder, the prothonotary, and the sheriff, and the commissioners, the top five.
Correct.
The
Right,
treasurer and coroner get,
They're the off years.
right, in 2 years, someone will do that.
In
actually,
2024, someone will, yeah.
actually in 2020, the end of 2020, it has to happen before the election.
Well, petitioning period will be 2025, so you'll set the salaries at the end of 2024.
Oh,
For
treasurer
treasurer
and
and
coroner,
coroner.
gotcha, okay,
Because they're off year.
yes, yep, I see that, yep, thank you.
I'll make a motion that salaries be increased by 2.5% in each of the next 4 years for the commissioners and controllers, the prothonotary, the recorder, and the sheriff. And before, well, I guess you need a second in order to discuss.
Second.
Okay, I was gonna say
Okay,
something.
for discussion, we've always, at least in the past 10 years, we've tried to set the row officers or the elected officials' salaries at less than the employees would make. In the past, we've set most of the elected officials in recent history at 2%, when in fact we knew the employees were going to get 3%. This year is an aberrant year in that we will increase in 2024 employee salaries by 4.5%. If we knew that it was going to stay at 4.5% for the ensuing 3 years, I certainly could support a 3% increase in the elected officials. But the hope that I have is that some form of normalcy will occur over the course of the next year, and we may be able to get back to salary increases of 3%. If we do, the elected officials would be 0.5% behind. If we have to keep increases at 4.5%, then these elected officials are going to be 2 to 2.5% behind, or 2 to 1.5 points behind. So my logic is simply based on it's more than we gave the past 4 or 5 years to the elected officials.
Like 2%?
We gave 2%, I'm suggesting 2.5%.
I agree. You had said 2 when you originally said the statement. That's why I agree with 2.5%. I was surprised. Okay. Yeah, 2.5% I would go with.
John, your thoughts?
Would you go 2.5, 2.5, 3? I mean, I'm just trying to hedge a.
Well, that's it. The uncertainty is
Right.
that if it's 3.3 and the employees get 3.3, then in at least
Right.
those years, the elected official is going up by the same percentage as the employees. And generally, now it's not true in our department, it's not true in the sheriff's department, but generally the elected officials make more than the rest of the people in their department. And we do for most of the people, but there are some that exceed our salary. So, going up 2.5% of, for instance, 80,000 moves dollar-wise a person a lot further than 3% of 40,000.
Right. Then I'm good with 2.5%.
You want to consider that for 2 years and then go down to 2 for the last 2 years?
No, I think 2.5, because I don't think we'll go any lower than 3.
Historically, you've never done less than 3% for your employees. Modern day history, historically.
That's why you said 2.5. That's what I said, 2.5, 2.5.
You said 2.5, 2.5, 3, and 3.
That's what I brought up, and I'm fine at 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5.
Okay.
Greg, there is no provision for setting it up. For instance, 1% less than the employee raises. It has to be an amount certain. Yeah.
Because the elected official running for office has to know what the salary is going to be for the whole term. So you have to do that, that you technically won't know.
It's unknown.
I think 3 of us who ran, or probably 4 of us who ran for the position, didn't know what the salary was.
I didn't know. No,
But as you know, I don't make the rules, I just try and follow.
So do I hear a
Been
motion?
moved in second?
Dan,
Sorry,
Yep.
I didn't move this second.
Second? Okay, so and we're going for 2.5 for the 4 years.
Correct.
Okay. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We adjourn.
We are.
We are.
Penn State.
Okay.